Hi folks, just a little vlog we're putting out today. It is a Sunday. Sharon's doing a bit of cleaning. We're going to empty the hot tub out. We've got to do some repairs to it. So stay with us. I'll show you what else has been happening and what you're going to see in the next coming week. So see you in a minute. Right, okay, so we've got to...
hello.
Oh, say hello. That's
hello.
Hello, that's Evie, little Evie. That's Gary's daughter. We've got Harry outside as well. Harry, do you want to come and say hello to everyone? Stand in. Say hello to everyone. In the camera land. No, in there, look. In camera land. Say it's everyone on YouTube, yeah? You say hello to them? You're not, Bobby, a bit shy. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to empty the hot tub out. One of my pumps isn't running on full speed. Oh, Jimmy's turned up as well, look. As you see, Jimmy's been working today. You just come back from work, haven't you?
I'm going.
Oh, just going to work. Sunday afternoon, 1 o'clock. How about that? That's dedication for you. Yeah. You've got rid of the Mondeo now. That's gone now, isn't it? He's painted the scimitar. You'll probably see that in a later video, but a lot of people have been asking, what's the colour? What is the colour, Jimmy?
Like a duck eggy blue.
Like a duck eggy blue. It's a very strange colour.
Definitely blue.
It wouldn't have been my first choice of colour, but you'll see that, as I say. It's like a very pale blue grey sort of thing. But anyway, that's another story. And anyway, Jimmy's just going off to work. Gary's out the back here now. He's just listing some parts on eBay. And we're just pumping out the water now. We're going to move the hot tub out. And the reason why we're clearing this whole hot tub area out is that you may remember the Piaggio moped, the ET50 or whatever it was. I can't remember the exact name of it. Which I think I bought back in 2013. And anyway, my brother wants that, so we're going to get that out. And as we were getting that out, Sharon says we might as well clear this area out and start everything afresh in here. And
actually, it was the other way round.
What?
Sharon decided the hot tub was going to be cleaned out because it was a dumping ground. Yes. The bike had to go. So now the bike's been worked on.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yes.
So Gary's been clearing out the log cabbage this morning. I've been doing a little bit of tinkering on the Reliant Regal axle, as you probably know. And yes, I have. I have. You haven't seen everything I've been doing. So it's a bit of a mess in the garden patio area at the moment. Let's go in the log cabin and have a look what we're doing in there. Right, yet again, outside. Every time I come out here, Gary's sitting down. It's supposed to be working. What have you been doing? Tell them what you've been doing.
I'm just listing stuff on eBay.
Oh, yeah?
So I'm working.
So what you got here? Let's have a look what he's got here. Right, so you got some, what are these? VW engines, cylinder heads, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, called it engines of the old VW. So he's got to list them. And as you can probably see, basic stuff. Someone somewhere will want them, hopefully. And that's all he's been doing. He's just had these in as stock items for a while.
Engines.
Hey?
He's been doing engines.
He's doing what?
Engines.
Your dad's doing engines, is he? Right, so here we are in the other end of our log cabin. You may remember this was where I was going to do the hydrographic setup. Well, we eventually pulled the plug on that, as you probably know. And this is the Piaggio moped. Let me quickly show you around this again. Now, as you probably remember, those of you who have been on the channel long enough, this had a big dent in the side of it there. We started stripping it all down, and it's basically got to take the engine casings off. Everything needs a repaint, as you can probably see there. It's all corroded, and we're going to be painting this black. I was going to do a Madness theme bike for those of us in the UK who know, like the Scar two-tone, but my brother's having this now and he just wants it jet black, so that's what we're going to probably be doing. Over there we've still got the TGB moped. That one we've got a new head and barrel and crank to go in that because it was had a problem with a crank, if you remember rightly, so that's still got to be done. Again, still waiting for that. I've got the parts for that. That's another one we got coming up, hopefully. I've got the bonnet there for the Triumph Acclaim, and over the back there we've got the hood there, the boot lid there, or the trunk lid, which obviously needs repair as well. We've got a few petrol tanks here from the old classic bikes which I used to enjoy back in the day. We've got an RD250 or RD400 tank there. There's two of them, no, three of them there. Got three of them there. There's an RD200 tank, two of them underneath there, I think. There's an RD125LC tank, I think, there, and I think that's a Kawasaki GT750 or something like that tank. So they're all going to be repainted at some stage and have new graphics put on them, and then we'll probably sell them. But as I say, they're just sitting there. They've been there for ages and ages there, so their project's waiting to go. And coming out here, you may remember the Reliant Regal axle with the oil leak. I've now scraped all the gasket seal off of there, as you can probably see. And I would imagine this has probably either been off before, or I don't know whether these are factory marks on. There's a few little nicks in the surface there, but I'm thinking that maybe someone might have had this off apart before. But on the actual pinion wheels and the gears and that, there's nowhere on them whatsoever. You probably can't see that, you'll have to take my word for it. But I've scratched down all the faces now. They're all lovely and smooth. Coming over to the output shaft plate as well. These have literally been scraped down and again ready to go back on. So I've got some blue Hylamar which I'll be putting around there with gasket seal basically. Apparently Dan Clift, who's worked on loads of these axles, he said they didn't come with the gaskets on from the factory, they just had some sort of jointing compound. And that I do believe to be as true, because when I cleaned the bolts up, the actual bolts had remnants around the threads there and around the top there of the old gasket sealant. And as you can see here, for example, look, on that one for example, there's old marks there. I don't know whether they're factory marks or what, but these little dings in there was either caused by someone. I can't see them actually drifting it apart and it being like people having to prise things in there, because they come apart so easily. So they must have been in there from factory, I would imagine. But as I say, hopefully the new sealant which goes around there will actually seal all that, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Now, on my worst lawnmower in the world video, I've had quite a few people ask me to pull out that Flymo video, the one we saw right under the bushes, and they want to see that running. And also I've had a few other people say as well that they want to see the other ones restored, properly, fully restored as well, not only just got going. So in future videos I'm going to be doing them. The first one I'm going to tackle obviously will be the I'm going to try and dig that Flymo out and see what sort of, I don't even know what it is, I can't remember, it's been such a long time since it's been in the bushes. But I will dig it out, we will have a look. I do think it was a 2-stroke one. I don't know whether it was seized or what. I don't know what condition it was in. We never did try to pull it over years when we first got it years ago. But that again is going to be one to have a look for under the worst lawnmower in the world category. So the other ones we did pull out, the other two, we're going to try and get them going as well. They're Briggs & Stratton powered ones. We'll probably do them first because I've got the spares lying about for them if I need. I've got gaskets and diaphragms and a few other ancillary parts or whatever, and spares if we need to actually change anything on it. So that's that.
She's got a Honda, is he?
Oh, Shane, is she?
She's got some bearing.
So the woman over next door, we've never met her. She just spoke to her for the first time. She's been in over there for 10 months. She's not actually a direct next door neighbour. She lives on the next road down, and that just her garden sides onto our garden. She just stuck her head over the fence first time we set her. Maggie, her name is. If you're watching this, Maggie, hello, nice to see you. What did she say to you?
Do I repair lawnmowers? Because her driver's just stopped driving.
Oh, a driver's it on the lawnmower. He's just stuck his head over. He's going to pick it up tomorrow and have a look at it. It's a Honda Izzy apparently, so he'll be having a look at that. We might even do a video on it. I don't know yet. We'll see how we go.
I'm coming.
Hey?
I'm coming.
No, that's tomorrow, darling. You'll be at school.
No,
She's on 6 weeks holiday.
Oh, is it? 6? Anyway, so that's what we've been doing here. I'm just going to get some Hylamar while Gary's here. We've got a little bit of time. And I'm just going to try and slot one of these sides back together. So we'll carry on and start this one. We're still emptying the hot tub out. We can't do nothing there. So we'll see you in a minute. Right, so as you can probably see there, we've put the Hylamar gasket joint in face compound on the axle side, and I just wanted to quickly show you this. These axles, some of these, I don't know whether they're all the same, but they've got a little vent on them because they can actually build up pressure inside here. I think some of them have holes in the top of the actual axle tubes, the drive shaft axle tubes, and some of them have got a little vent here. Let me show you that one. Well, if you can see this little nut or bolt, which looks like a standard nut or bolt there, this is the actual top part of the axle, if I press inside, you can probably see that I was able to lift up inside. There's a little brass pin, look, and all that basically does, when it builds up pressure, it pushes that little pin up, and that means that the pressure can vent out of the top of this little valve here. So you want to make sure that this is actually free, because a lot of people, when they repaint these axles, probably paint over that. It could create a paint seal and you could have the valve not operate. So it's just a little brass pin there in the top there, and mine, as you can see, is nice and free. It's just something to be aware of. Right, okay then, so I've got the axle back together now, and it's just a matter of just cleaning it up, respraying it. You haven't got to see that. So I'm back in here now, and as you can see, I've taken the hot tub apart, and I've actually located the pump that was the problem. Let me show you what I found. Right, well, this has got two pumps in here. One sits over, just over the back there, just behind there, and there's the heater there, which is a 3.5 kilowatt heater, I gather. That's pump number one, which was working fine. But there was one also situated over the back there, which is pump number two. And this is what I found when we opened the side cover up. And as you can see, something's been leaking on the pump, and that was dripping onto the actual pump, which was directly sitting below it. It's totally corroded, as you can see, and the impeller inside is actually solid, so whether or not it was overheating or what, I don't know, but there's no way back for this pump. But lucky enough, I was able to source one online, and I've paid £150 for it, so that's not too bad. That's with the pump attachment as well, so it's the motor and the pump, 2 horsepower pump, and that is literally, it looks exactly the same. It's a direct replacement, so I'm happy that I found that. So there's one job ongoing. I've still got to sort the leak out from the light fitting above. It means probably taking the light fitting out and putting some new sealant around there as well. I've also got a controller which sits just underneath here, which is a touchpad controller, and it's not operating at the moment, although you can still turn it on and off, but the little LCD display is not operating at the moment. I'm not too sure if I can do anything with that. A replacement one costs about £450, which I don't really want to pay, so I'm going to have a look at it, see if I can do anything with it. And also I've got to take off these big brackets for folding the lid over. What's happened is the pins here are bent, which means that when you stand it up, it's not actually vertical, it's past the vertical. In other words, when you come to pull it back forward again, you've got to pull the actual thing, rather than it just sort of fall forward nicely, you've got to pull the whole weight of the lid up to the vertical and then obviously back over. So that's because these pins have been bent here. So that's something else I'm going to look at. I'm going to spin this lid around, only because it's got a little tear on one of the corners at the front here, and hopefully, yeah, so this one's coming on. It should be as good as new. We've been using it, as you know, but I thought while we was clearing this area out, or Sharon was, we might as well just sort this pump out once and for all. So that's what I'm doing here at the moment. Well, I'm going to just toy about today. It's the next day now, as you can probably see from me repairing that axle, putting that back together. I may get that back in later on today, but you'll see another vlog during the week as well, where we'll be popping down the unit and seeing the Reliant scimitar that Jim has painted. And also, I'll be tinkering about with the Reliant Regal as well. I'm going to do some body work on that hopefully this week as well. So keep tuned for that one. And obviously we're going to try and get the Piaggio moped going as well. So there's loads going. We've got a few lawnmowers to repair as well on the world's worst lawnmower saga that still continues. A lot of you have been enjoying and asking to see the other ones working, as I said earlier on. And that's all we've got for today. Hope you've enjoyed this video. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We do want your subscriptions, and we also like your thumbs up or thumbs down, whatever you want to do at the end of the day. And also leave a comment if you want, get involved. Thanks very much. See you again in the next video, and until then, bye for now.